Hi, I'm John Leonard. I'm a corporate lawyer in Denver, Colorado with the law firm of Fairfield Woods. We put together a series of videos regarding the law, from estate planning to how to raise money to all sorts of things that business people would be interested in. Today, we're actually talking to one of my litigation partners about just some general ideas about litigation, how litigation is started, if you're a defendant, what you should do. The first two videos have talked about how the lawsuit is commenced, and we talked about the discovery process. And in both of those videos, it's important to have a lawyer that understands the timing, when things have to be, when you have to get answers back to the court, how you start a lawsuit, and then how the discovery process is run, how to preserve evidence, and those types of items. So take a look at those items. Take a look at those videos if you're interested in that. Today, we're going to talk about the trial and settlement of a lawsuit. Paul, thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely.
So let's assume that the lawsuit's been served and answered, and the parties have gone through the discovery process. Do all cases go to court? What happens then? And what happens if it doesn't go to court? What happens in court?
Well, the unfortunate thing for we willing litigators is that almost no cases actually end up in a court trial. Most cases settle at some point during the process, and at least with our state and federal courts here in Colorado, especially the state courts, most of the time you're going to be under an order to participate in alternative dispute resolution. So you're going to have to do a mediation, and most cases will resolve there. That usually does happen, though, after the discovery process we just talked about, because it's hard to really understand the value of the plaintiff's claims and what a proper resolution might be until you've gotten through that discovery. The other side, both sides have exchanged documents and sort of what their evidence would be at trial. So you go to a mediation, and if that's unsuccessful, then you're going to have the court trial, which, depending on the nature of the claim, could just be in front of the judge, or it could be a jury trial. In most of our cases, it'll be a jury of 6 people. And there's a lot of lead up to that. And then that's the final show. Both sides present all their evidence, and the judge decides the things the judge decides, and the jury decides the thing the jury decides. And you get to that final resolution we talked about in the very first video, like it or not.
Well, typically, how long does a trial last? I know some go for weeks and weeks, but that isn't the typical case, is it?
No, absolutely not. It's all over the map and depends sort of on the complexity of the issues you've got. So I know our firm had a trial the week before last that lasted just under 2 hours, because relatively discrete set of issues. So a couple witnesses talked to the judge. That's everything the judge needs to know. For a jury trial, maybe 3 or 4 days is a little more common, because at least with the jury process, it's going to take at least the morning, if not more, to get your jury impaneled, and you're presenting a lot of arguments and doing a lot of things that you wouldn't just do for the judge. So it sort of depends on the size of the case and the scope of the issues, but most of the cases we work on, judges are going to be pretty hesitant to give you a trial that's much longer than a week, unless maybe you've seen some high-profile cases recently with celebrities, and then the complaints all the lawyers have, well, they got a 2-week trial because everyone's famous and the judge let them have it. We're more often under pressure from our judges to see how short we can make the thing.
Well, great. So our next video, we'll talk about settlement mediation. So we have 3 videos with Paul on how to start litigation if you're a defendant, how to answer. Another video on the discovery process, where people learn more about the facts and arguments that underlie the lawsuit. And then finally, in this video, Paul's talked about the actual trial. I guess we had a short one here a week or so ago that was 2 hours, but typically 3 or 4 days on a jury trial. So thanks for joining us today. Our next video will be on settling that lawsuit. So thank you.
Yeah.